Welcome back to another episode of Penny Helpjes. This is episode 550. I apologize about yesterday's episode. Had some technical difficulties and I screwed it up. So I cut it short. Anyone who's disappointed about that, that's great because there's a little part of me that feels like nobody cares. So hopefully some people do care, and that's great. Today I try to have a topic for every video, and I try not to make the topics political or personal, or every once in a while I do get on the personal or political every once in a while. What is that? You see that? Is that dirt? But I try not to do that because, oh no, I don't think that's, hold on a second. I think that's a die. Is that a die? That's a wicked. We'll find out right now. No, wow, it's a die spike. It looked like a piece of like a splinter or something, All right, die spike. So, what I have been doing, and will obviously continue to do. Man, that tea is weird, man. What is this going on here? It's only 2 pennies. Every penny's gonna have something. I wonder if this is one of the rolls from, which is fine by me. I actually loved that person's. Has the floating roof too? Yeah, a little bit. A little weak FG, a little bit. But that T is teed up. Look at that T. All right. Anyway, so one of the things I have been searching for lately are cheap penny rolls. Okay. Uncirculated. Look how coppery. I'm never gonna get through a thought. But look how coppery the reverse. I mean, would you know that this was, I gotta weigh it. That's all there is to it. Would you know that coin was zinc? What happens is usually you'll see little bumps. As soon as I picked it up, I was like, "Oh wow, something's weird, right?" It doesn't exactly look. See on the other side, you can see the little. It's a little imperfection. Let me weigh it. 253. Okay, so it weighs fine. But that reverse, that has got to be the smoothest. I know a lot of people just listen to my videos. This would be the one case where I can't believe how. Anyway, so I've been searching for because my thing is this. Yeah, this has got to be someone's joke or something that they put all these. Look at that 7. They put all these wicked. Look at that 7. Wicked look at pennies back into the roll. Mess with my head, Yeah, I'll put some double dies and I'll put a little bit of this. I'll put a little bit of that. I play around with them. Okay. Because as we all know, in a few more months, there's going to be no more pennies. And I'm already, there's one of my regular banks that I go to is already telling me every single time I go there, they don't have pennies. And, like I didn't mean to do it, but I gave like the teller, at that. I gave her like, the eye, like, are you serious? And she was like, yeah, we have no pennies. And I was like, you never have pennies anymore. You know what I mean? Let me look at that under the loop, make sure there's no extra V. I don't think so. And is it the biggest deal? No, but it's like, come on, man. It's like only 2 or 3 banks I go to that were giving me pennies before. Now I just lost another one. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's like it's happening already. You know what I mean? Either people are just constantly getting pennies from them, or they're lying, or they're already starting to, we don't want to deal with pennies no more. I mean, it's just something's going on. Look at that. Oh, is that a double die? Wow. I mean, if it's not, it's a and the color on this coin is beautiful. If it's not, it's a beautiful looking. Wow, very nice looking, attractive. Hard to say, man. Even the 5 has some stuff going on with it. Hard to say. It could be anything. You never know. But it's a nice looking. Even on the reverse. No, no. Anyway, we'll see. So, I mean, I've been buying, rolls off of eBay for years already. One here, one there, a few here, a few there, no big deal. I've shown them. I haven't even been showing them lately. You know what I mean? It's just whatever. It's for it's for content, really. It's for content. I mean, let me just make sure it's not should be there. I want to make sure I have penny rolls galore for the channel. I don't want to think about it after. Now you might say to yourself, "Well, what are you going to use?" Oh, nice misaligned die. What are you going to use penny rolls for? Yeah, right. I wish that was the extra fee. Um. Well, if it says if the penny rolls are unsearched, then then it would just be like this. You know what I mean? We would look through it. If it's a mint mark penny roll, then we'd look for the repunch mint marks. Um, and let's say it was a year. Give me a year. 1964. 1964 D. So we would be looking for the repunch mint marks, obviously, right? We would admire if they were uncirculated, or if it was stated BU condition, then we would observe for the condition of each penny, right? And that's if we did a whole roll for a video. That I don't know if I would do a whole roll if I had Um, it might not be able to do a whole roll. Might be able to do only 15 or 20 pennies if it was under a microscope. You know what I mean? And I was taking, 30, 40 seconds per penny, you know, 60 seconds in a minute. You're talking about if I was taking 30 seconds, before between taking them on and off and all that, how I BS, I talk too much. Look at all these 2023s. I wish one of them had the extra V. That would make it like dope, man. Um, so if it's taking half a minute per penny, and I want the videos to be between 10 and 15 minutes long a piece, you're talking about, all right, yeah, like half a roll. You're talking about like, oh, look at that. How cool is that? You're talking about like half of a roll. Oh, that's pretty cool looking. I bet you someone pay $1 or $2 for this. That's really, really cool looking. Oh, both sides, bullet holes. That's cool. Yeah. So if I have 100 of those rolls, and they're taking me, I get two videos out of it. You're talking about 200 videos. You know what I mean? 1992. We're looking for the small AM. The small AM. Oh boy. One of these days, Alice. Close AM. No close AM. So I've been out there looking for them on eBay, and they're still pretty cheap, especially when you get the combined shipping. That's really what you have to look for. What I look for, I look for the auction, meaning that they started the auctions off at 99 cents, and then the and then they offer combined shipping. So let's say the first one is $5, and then everyone after that is $1. So unless you're doing, like, let's say the person only has a few things, someone might be after, if you lose the first auction, right? All right, so $5, ship. Now it's $10. But let's say you could buy them for $7 or $8 someplace, right? Free shipping. Now you just paid $5 plus $5 shipping on the first one. So you overpaid. If that's the only one you buy, you overpaid. And most people are not doing what I'm doing. I noticed that. I used to think everyone's out there to try to get the deals, and that's really not the case. People are randos, they're randomly looking for what a beautiful brown penny that is. Not for nothing. Just an absolute beautiful brown penny. Almost like a coin collector's penny. You know what I mean? Like almost perfect brown. I'm gonna put that to the side too. And but everyone after that, every auction you win after that, you'd only be paying $1 for combined shipping. And so if you get it, now you're paying 6. So we said that they're 8. Now you're getting them for 6. And obviously you paid 10 for the first one. So you'd have to pick up a couple at $6. Maybe some of them you get for 4 instead of plus $1. You get it for 5 instead of, you know what I mean? Like if they have a lot of auctions ending at the same time. No fledgy. And then all of a sudden, you know what I mean? All of a sudden, you're getting some uncirculated copper penny rolls for $4, $5. You know, but you had to pay a little extra for that first one, which so it's not worth it unless you're gonna go all in on on it. You know what I mean? So maybe at the end you're spending 20, 30, 40, $50 on some penny rolls. Which the average person is not gonna do. But so I've been doing stuff like that, looking for people with combined shipping. So I picked up the last, and I missed one, man, by a few seconds. I started doing something else. And when I came back, it just ended. I tried to click on the purchase, and the person got it for like $3, like a 1960 something uncirculated penny roll. And I was like, it was really, what a beauty, another beauty. One side's shinier and cleaner than the other. What a nice attractive penny that is. Another one. I'll put that with that one over there. We got two of them. A lot of copper out of this penny roll. You know. So anyway, that's what I've been doing. I don't know. Even though I hate to say it, but that you have to be very careful with that whole unsearched, truly unsearched deal. Especially when they tell you what the contents are inside. I don't understand. How does that even make sense? Truly unsearched. And they tell you every single year and every single coin that's inside of the roll. It's like, what are you talking about? How you said, you just told me everything that's in there. How's it unsearched? Anyway, here's another zinc with a really kind of flat. What is that other one? Was it this one? Oh yeah, that was a memorial. And this one here's a kind of flat on both sides, but the other one's a little bit more flatter. Anyway, pretty cool looking. 1981. Man, because the bottom line is you don't want anything that's searched. So if someone knows what's inside the penny roll, to me that means it's searched. They tell you, oh yeah, there's a mercury dime and another very pretty looking. There's a mercury dime and there's an Indian head and there's a 43 steel. It's like, what do you mean, man? You know everything that's in it. You did the whole penny roll. Anyway, that's another very pretty one. So you got to be careful with that. To me, it's the reason why I want them from the bank. That's as close to truly unsearched as you're ever going to get. And if, basically free. That's a nice 2017. Not really. Jeez. So, see, you can see all the little bumps on the shield cent. That's normal. There you go. That's what they look like. Not like the other one, right? Super matte flat. So, so you might say, well, why if you think they're searched, why are you buying them on eBay? That's so. The ones that I've been buying are the ones that say bank wrapped, and they have the year, and they look like they're really tightly wrapped. So I guess they're really not for coin roll hunting in the sense of like, oh, the mystery of what's in the roll. But those are things that I would use. Number one, if they're really BU condition, I'd probably sell them. You know what I mean? I'd probably try to get $1 a piece. And if you paid $5 for a penny roll and somehow you get $1 each, if that's even possible, I don't know. I think it will be eventually. I think BU copper pennies are gonna be $1 one of these days. It might be 5 years from now, might be 10 years from now. But you're talking about 100x. So that's why I get them. You know, to me, nice 82. Let's see. I think it's zinc. I think it's zinc. Oh boy, Butterfinger. Yeah, it's zinc. All right, how much copper do we get to? So that's an 82 zinc. That's our last penny. Odd, very odd condition. Let me go a little closer, man, instead of moving the coin towards the camera. Let me move the camera towards the coin. All right. How much copper did we get today? We got on the table there. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 plus 6. 13 coppers, 26%. That's tremendous. That's tremendous. You know what I mean? I think that just copper, like circulated copper rolls, are going to sell for $5. So that's 10x. You know, like you'll put 1959 to 1981, let's say, right? And then the 82s you would piece out, or you would put those in their own special roll. You know, 82 Philadelphia large date copper will go in one roll, 82 Philadelphia zinc large dates, and so on, et cetera, et cetera. And then, you know, and then so we found 13 of them, right? So you get 50 of them together, you put them in a roll, right? No 82s, 1959 to 1981. And you see if you get $5 for them, plus shipping. And then, you know, if they buy multiple rolls, you do that $1 thing. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, it's like me, right? Like I'm trying to get them for, but I'm trying to get the ones that are brilliant uncirculated for $5. Uncirculated or brilliant uncirculated, or, you know, not circulated. Or unsearched wheat cents rolls for $5. That's what I'm trying to get. But what I'll be able to sell would be $5 circulated copper penny rolls. You know, maybe I'll take out all the really ugly ones. You know what I mean, like the really damaged ones or something like that. And then, you know, you get 200 or 300 of those penny rolls together. You put them up on eBay or wherever, Macari, and then it's like, okay, $5 each, $5 shipping, and then $1 for every additional roll. So you incentivize people to buy multiple. So, you know, someone buys 4 rolls. The first one is 5. No, 9 rolls. The first one is 5. The next 4 is $1 a piece. Six rolls. Yeah, 6 rolls. The first one's 5. The next 5 or $5 a piece. That's $10 shipping for 6 copper rolls. And then they paid $5 each roll. 5 times 6 is 25. 25 plus 10. That's $35. Yeah, maybe, you know, maybe the extra ship is that's a little. Anyway, maybe you charge 50 cents an extra roll. Maybe you charge free shipping on every other roll. So only on the first roll you charge $5. So you super incentivize them, right? So anyway, I'm just throwing stuff out there. You know what I mean? The point is to sell multiple rolls, and, you know, to get that first $5 shipping to cover the shipping or most of it, right? Because after that, you could probably put about 30 or 40 penny rolls into a flat rate priority. You know what I mean? Which is $10. Flat rate bubble bubble or whatever. Even if you use the small box, whatever you use, you know, you could put 10, 20, 30 of them, you know, 10, 15 bucks. So if someone's buying a lot, the point is you paid 50 cents for it and you sold it for $5. You know, if the day comes when that's the case, and you know, you got every 100's $500. You got, you know, you got 1,000, like that guy, what's his name? Two Shed Gabby. No, if this guy's got thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of penny rolls, copper penny rolls, hundreds of thousands, you're a friggin' millionaire. He gets $5 for them. You know, if he's getting 10x, well, he'd have to have $100,000 in pennies to get 10x would be $1 million. 100,000 is a lot. You know, hopefully I might have about not even 1,000. I don't even think I'll have 1,000. I might have a couple 100 penny rolls by the end of this. You know what I mean? 200, 300. This guy, we're talking about thousands and thousands and thousands. All right. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Please click like and subscribe. God bless. I'll see you in the next one. This is episode 550.